Hey, hi, hello. It is One Take Sunday, where I take the day off as much as I can while still technically making a vlog, and I make a video with no cuts. This I originally got from Shay Carl and his family daily vlog. I was a big watcher of that series. I guess when I was in high school, they only had 3 kids at the time. I think they're up to 5 now. And it's a good tradition, I think. I'm also kind of better at it, I believe, since I've been podcasting so much, where the presumption is that there are no cuts, and then Eric Schneider goes in and surgically takes out all the things that make me sound dumb, leaving only the comedically dumb parts, which I say mostly facetiously, but it has been really lovely to have a medium that I don't control how I am presented. It's very rare that I give Eric any cuts on Spirits episodes and notes on his edits, because he is the one that established the tone of the show in a lot of ways. Like, he's the one who edited the first episode, and we did several versions of it, did several cuts of each version to figure out what the best one was. And it's really liberating for me to only have to worry about like showing up and being present and learning and being funny, because Julia does the research and Eric does the rest of the post-production. So I occasionally will restart a sentence. I am sure that I have lots of annoying verbal tics that Eric takes out. At this point, he can like notice our sneezes and coughs and ums and likes between Julia and me via the waveforms, which I find really adorable. But yeah, it's really nice. I mentioned this a little bit, I think, in a previous video, but it's been really amazing for me as someone who did not ever like team or group projects to enter a medium where I am so defined by the people around me. It's really motivating, and it helps me do way more than I could ever do on my own. And that's true in life, like learning to really be vulnerable in front of my friends, and to say, I need help, I don't know what I'm doing, I think that I could be doing this better, I'm really ashamed of myself that I haven't done A, B, or C, and to let them really come through for me. That's something my therapist said at some point that really struck home for me, was like, you know, refusing to rely on other people is depriving them of a chance to show up for you. And that really hit home for me. So it's been really, really nice. And in going full time on podcasting, it's only been about 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I've had a few like coffees or phone calls with friends of mine that are in podcasting that either I've met at conferences or met primarily on Twitter, or like their work and have, you know, emailed back and forth a few times. And I've had conversations with them where I sort of awkwardly say like, hey, you know, this is my news and I'm really excited about it. And I really admire you. And I just want to know a little bit about how you got to where you are, which is a phrase that covers a multitude of inconsistencies. Like, I had this one friend, I love her show. I have no idea what her day job is. No idea what she did before this. Looked at her LinkedIn to have some kind of, you know, knowledge. But on the phone, I was just like, how'd you get here? Like, what started your journey and what have you learned? And I love doing that. I did that a lot when I worked in finance. I set myself a kind of goal to have one like informational meeting or phone call every week. So I would go to, you know, my boss's associate, you know, or I would go to like a speaker series and then follow up to one of the panelists and be like, that sounds really fascinating. Do you have a few minutes to talk to me about your career? And as long as you do it in a way that's like, I'm not jonesing for a job, I'm coming with actual questions, not just to like network with you, it ends up being really, really helpful. But point being, I raised this because every person I've talked to has been so willing to say, how can I help? I'm excited for you. Like, how can I support you? What do you need? And that is something that I do not take for granted. I think part of it is just, you know, podcasting is full of lovely people who do this so, like, they have to do so much themselves. Even if they do have teams, all of us in podcasting, like, I'm very atypical in that I have somewhat of a business background, even though it's not like official or in school, it's stuff I've picked up in jobs along the way. Most people have to be so many roles and have to wear so many hats in the creation of their shows. So I think we are all predisposed to say, you know, how can I help? I understand what you're going through, and whatever I can provide is yours. So that's been so nice. And I'm trying not to just be like, how kind of you, ha ha ha, goodbye. But instead to say, this is what I need, you know? And the dream of going full time only really became real in my brain when I started saying to people, you know what, yeah, this is what I do, this is my job, but I really want to do full-time podcasting, or like it's really my goal to be a creator. So I am trying, I'm very private, like I don't talk about my goals, you know, I don't talk about projects that I'm launching until they're launched, but I am trying a little bit more to take the risk of talking about what I want, and to let other people help me and to take them up on their offer. So that's what I'm thinking about this Sunday. I am going to see my friend Asante, which is very exciting. She's in town for business and living in DC and New York, respectively. Don't see each other a whole lot, so that'll be really fun. Maybe try a new restaurant in my neighborhood. I have been exploring my neighborhood a little bit more slowly as I enjoy this working from home phase. I cannot afford, I realized very quickly, to like go work in coffee shops in Manhattan every day, because you have to like buy things to work there, or go to the library and then buy lunch at some point. So I am going to try to find new spots around the neighborhood, whether they're parks, libraries, or cafes or restaurants where I can, you know, budget appropriately and then work with a change of scenery. So that is that. I hope that you are all having a wonderful weekend. I hope that those of you that have the day off tomorrow enjoy it. And regardless, I will be back with a brand new video in this VEDO series. So I'll see you tomorrow.